what she's talking about. But she goes on to say, look, I recently lost my grandma and it's killing me on the inside. Not sure how to be okay with her without her for the rest of my life. My daughter is helping me tremendously, even though she's only 2 and doesn't even know that she is. Ben, what motivates you? How do you go on after a great loss? And I think that's a great question because, as you said, though, Mel, and question before, it's like, sometimes some people do wake up and feel like, man, what am I really doing all this for? Like, what is it all adding up for? What does this even really mean? And these are one of the things that, especially after, again, me losing my father, I had to endure, I had to encounter, and had to think about to myself, like, what does all this even really mean for me? Because from my standpoint, my father, we passed away at 65, but if you looked at him, he looked like he was in his 40s. So he appeared to me in really great health. And in some shape or factor, for me, was like a cornerstone of what great health looked like at the age of 65. However, that whole idea that I had before is now shattered. So how do I move on and even feel like, hey, you know what? I have more to go for me. And I had to sit back and think to myself, and Brittany, maybe this is something that you could take. But I had to realize that, you know what? That person is no longer here with us. That person, my father, is no longer here with me. Maybe in spirit, but physically, no. However, I'm here, and everything that he's taught me is now living through me. Me doing what I currently do right now is actually one of his dreams that he wanted to do. This is something that my father really wanted to do with his life. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to. And that's just what it is. So with that being said, Brittany, I would suggest for you to look at all the things that your grandmother actually did teach you. Look at how beautiful you became as a woman because of her. And with that being said, go on to teach your daughter all those same teachings that your grandmother gave you and give it down to her. That's the only way that we can that is the only way we can live for eternity, is by passing down the information that we know to our seeds. And even going back down to what you said, Mel, trying to break those generational curses. Part of the breaking generational curses comes with you providing information to the next generation so they can go on and be better. And that's currently what I'm doing. And that's one of the things I realized, like, I have to do. I have to go on and teach the lessons that my father taught me to my seeds, to the people that I talk to each and every day on this radio. Some of these people I don't actually even know. However, they do know me through the advent of radio. And whatever I say over this radio airwaves, some way, shape, fashion, or form helps them live their life. And if I could do that each and every day, help changing people's lives throughout this microphone, then so be it. This may be what God actually preordained for me to be. This may be the path that God wanted for me so I can set free others, especially with me going through my trials and tribulations. My trials and tribulations are supposed to be a testimony for others to vicariously live through and figure out their own lives. So again, Brittany, I really appreciate your text, and our prayers are up for you, your family, and your grandmother, and I hope she is resting peacefully. Because my God, I'm certain she's raised a great, beautiful young lady inside of you. So, yeah.
Yeah, Brittany, my condolences to you. That's a tough one, and I'm so sorry for your loss. But you know what? Live, be motivated, excuse me, by her memory, and know that she's always with you, and she's proud of you. And I feel like loss in life in general, and that's another topic, Ben. That's a tough thing.
Well, you know what? Because we got to go to break. I want to sum
Mhm.
it up really quick because we had a discussion
Yeah.
about this like 6 months ago. Whenever a big loss comes up, think about yourself as being the phoenix. All right, think about yourself as being the phoenix. A phoenix flies and is this mystical creature. However, one day it does go to ashes, and as soon as it turns to ashes, it rises back up again. So ultimately, when a great loss comes up on you, it's ultimately just a rebirth of yourself.